Hi, welcome back to Repairing Lawnmowers for Profit. In this video I'm going to talk about these actual cables, these brake release cables or stop cables or whatever you want to call them. There's a few problems with these on lawnmowers, and there's a way you can actually adjust these to get them to pull the cable a little bit more after they're stretched. I'm actually going to replace this cable on my Mountfield SP470 lawnmower as well, because mine was broken on the end. If you can just see there, this has been a bit of a bodge for a few years now that somebody else had done after I actually sold this lawnmower, then accidentally bought it back in another video. But there's a way you can adjust these if it's not pulling the brake across enough. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean right now. So the brake cable normally just runs down the actual handle of this lawnmower, and you can see here I've taken mine off. Normally pushes through here, and the idea of the cable is to release this brake across here and actually disconnect this connection for the kill switch so you get spark. You can see there I can just about move that with my hand, but if you've got a cable that's stretched, it may not pull across far enough. I'm going to show you what you can do to make this cable actually function a little bit better and give you a little bit more pull on the cable without actually replacing this. Now, on the end of these cables, you might have noticed there's these little plastic parts here. This one is squeezed together and you push it back through, which is exactly what I've just showed you where the brake goes. But what you might not have noticed is this part here, actually on the end of these cables, and these aren't actually what you'd call threaded, but they do actually unscrew. So what you can actually do with this is you can actually unscrew this, and they're not what you call officially kind of threaded, but they do kind of thread themselves actually onto the cable. Hopefully you can see here this is actually moving this way, and what this does, it actually lengthens the outer cable and reduces the actual overall length when you use this of the inner cable, so it gives you more pull. So if you were to be a little bit short of releasing the brake and disconnecting the kill switch on your lawnmower, this actually does unscrew. If you just put this in a vise a little bit and get it started, hopefully you can just about see the threads on here, and you can move that kind of, I don't know, 7 or 8 mil, maybe nearly a centimetre along, which is a massive deal when it comes to actually making a difference of actually disconnecting the switch or moving the brake away. You can see it moves all the way kind of to there till it comes off, and you've got quite a big gap there really compared to what you had before, so you're going to get a bit more pull, and that's all you're going to need really to disconnect the actual kill switch and release the brake on the mower. So if you've got a cable that's not broken but it's not pulling far enough, have a look at the end of it, particularly have a look at this part here and see if it'll unscrew. And the reason I'm replacing this one is because it's had a bit of a bodge on the end, as I've said for years. So I've actually treated myself for the first time in about 20 years to a cable for this little Mountfield lawnmower. So I've just put my new cable in there. I'm going to show you how to connect that up in a minute, but I just want to show you how to take the old one off. If you see in here, if you pinch these parts here, see how it's all connected. If you actually pinch these parts at the other side here, you might need some long nose pliers. Just pull this back through here, you'll be able to get these off like that. It just unhooks. You can unhook the whole thing from there, and that's how you release the old cable. Obviously, to put the new one in, what you need to do is just unhook this. After you've unhooked it, put it back in. You can just put this back through the hole, push the plastic back through, and that cable connects, as you can see there. And then you need to connect this at the top as well. This cable's actually just come through the post. It seems to be a bit too long for this mower, even though it was listed for this actual mower. It's not new. I don't like buying new cables, but this is in good order. But what you need to do is just connect this at the top, push this through the handle here, like that, and then we'll just undo these screws here and put that through at either side. I think you can either put that through at this side or you can put it through at the other side. I don't think it matters particularly which side you want to put it through. I'm going to put it through this side for now. I'm just going to tighten this on here like this, and that's all you need to do. It's really quite simple. The most difficult bit is actually getting it off and squeezing that actual black plastic part there and pulling it back through. That can be quite difficult, as this is a second hand cable. It won't actually too hard to do, but you have to squeeze the plastic from the inside and then take it out. I just want to show you this cable. I'm not sure it's correct, it seems a little bit too long. I'll probably just reroute that, but you can see how this pulls here. You can see how it actually moves this cable here. Now if that didn't pull far enough using this part here that I showed you that unscrews, if you unscrew that and lengthen the outer cable, you'll get a bit more pull on this actual brake release, because you need to make sure that this kill switch here actually has a disconnection so you get spark. It must disconnect to get spark, and you can obviously see the whole brake release lever there is all moving as well. But if it doesn't pull far enough, just take this cable off, unscrew this part here that I showed you, lengthen the outer cable, then you should shorten the inner cable and you'll get a bit more pull. So if you were just a little bit short, say it only opened that far and you didn't get a disconnection and you only kind of get into there, you might just want to get it to that much further. That would do it. If you just unscrew the outer sleeve there, that'll get you a little bit more pull on that, and it may just get you out of trouble. So this wasn't a new cable, so I've just dropped a bit of oil down there. I've took the cable off again, and actually put a bit of oil down here as well, so just to free this up. You can see just how far it kind of should move. So if you're not getting any spark on your lawnmower, it's probably because this isn't moving out the way far enough to release this catch. And actually put a disengagement here between the kill switch as well. So make sure your cable's moving far enough. Just clip it on here, push this back through this part here. That's all you really need to do on this SP470. This isn't the correct cable, it's a little bit too long. So it works, it does what it's supposed to do, so I'll just keep it on there. This is my own lawnmower, and you can see that's all moving nicely. But just remember, if it's just not moving enough, just take this cable off, and you could probably just do it with it on the mower, and just screw this part that way a little bit, extend the outer of this cable, and you'll shorten the inner as well, and doing that will enable this to pull over a little bit more. It might just get you out of trouble. Thanks for watching, see you again next time.